Ladies and gentlemen, I have a really, really, really cool first kind of episode today with Zvonimir Ivišić from Kentucky basketball, who recently just transferred to Arkansas. Basically, I just asked him a bunch of different questions, dove deep into, his debut leading up to, gaining his eligibility by the NCAA and all that fun stuff. So stick around and make sure to follow me on Instagram, Tyler J. Russ. Let's do this thing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am here with Zvonimir Ivišić. Got him to hop on the Zoom today. Basically, I'm just going to start off by asking him a bunch of different questions. A 7-footer, Croatian sensation. Let's do it. Start off with Big Z. Coming from Croatia, basically, how did you get into basketball? Because I know that the dominant sport there is soccer. So,
Yeah, I started playing basketball with my brother when we was six, because we had too much energy, to stay home. So so my dad uh took us to this basketball arena, and we just started practicing since then.
what was that like
And that's
playing
it.
with your brother, like growing up and playing with him? Because he also is a pretty good basketball player now, right?
Yeah. So it was great. It was great. We always understand each other, we always helped each other uh through the tough times, through easy times, through everything. So yeah, it was great playing with my brother. I wish I could play with him, a few more times in my life, but it is
How
what it
old's your
is.
brother?
Same, we are twins.
Oh,
I'm
you guys
older
are
than him,
twins.
4 minutes. Yeah,
4 minutes. Let's go.
yeah.
So basically, like going through college and or before you got to college, when did you really realize like, all right, like I could actually like make a go to college for this? Like I'm getting reached out. Kind of like what was that process like?
So last summer, Coach Cal called me after our European Championship. He wanted me here, and I said, hell yeah, because everybody knows who Coach Cal is and how great he is. So I couldn't even dream about it before, But he called me, and everything else happened, and thank God I was here in Kentucky one season. It's a little bit bad, because I didn't play the whole season. I came a little bit late and get my eligibility, in January, but it is what it is.
So when Coach Cal called you, was any other American or college coach talking to you at one point? It was just that.
Yeah, just Coach Cal.
And were you expecting it, or were you just like, whoa,
No, it was just out of blue, it
wow?
just happened.
All right, so you get a call from Coach Cal, you commit here. Once you get here, and obviously everything's going on with all your eligibility, how did you find out that the Big Blue Nation put up a billboard for you? And what was your thought process like on that? Were you like, wow, like this is really something like special in America in college basketball? Or did you kind of already know that?
Yeah, so I saw it on the Twitter from a big blue a big blue bud, a guy on Instagram on Twitter. So he texted me, and I saw it on his Twitter. And I was just surprised, how fans are crazy, how they will actually put a billboard in front of eligibility center, which is crazy, I don't think anybody else would do that for me, and I
Sure.
think that kind of maybe a little bit helped for me because I got my eligibility like 2 or 3 days after.
Do you think that it actually helped, or
Uh,
do you think it was close in the process anyway?
I think a little bit of both, it helped a little bit definitely because it helped a little bit definitely, but it was still kind of close to finish.
So after all the talk and the hype, you get freed. So you found out the day of the Georgia game, right? Or did you find out prior?
Yeah, so we had like a morning practice before the game. It was like around like 10 a.m., something like that. It's like 45-minute practice, 50-minute practice, and after that, uh, Kevin Sargent, the guy from compliance room, invited us to Coach Cal's office. Few of us was there, and then he just said, that I got my eligibility back, and then I'm able to play tonight already. And it was just you know, kind of crazy feeling, full of emotions, because I couldn't believe it. It just happened like that. First of all, I didn't expect it at all, you know, but yeah, it was amazing feeling. It was
I'm pretty
crazy.
sure I don't remember the exact quote, but Cal said after the game that you guys were hugging and jumping up and down in his office. What was that
Yeah.
like? Kind of, Cal, who's a big personality, but it's really seriously basketball. And then, you get free and now it's like what was your thought process as you were hugging him and stuff like that? Were you just the emotions?
Yeah, he was happy, both of y'all and everybody else who was in that room. We just started, jumping, screaming, hugging each other. It was, yeah, it was really nice of him because, he cared a lot. You know, he was fighting for me a lot through the whole process, you know, and yeah, I was just happy to see him being happy, and yeah, it was a special moment, definitely.
And then how did your teammates find out? Did they just hear you guys and then you told them, or did you run out and tell them? How did that go?
Nah, so I gathered everybody on a pregame meal, which is like, I don't know when was the game. I think it was like around like 6 or 7, and we have a pregame meal 4 hours before. So when we all gathered there, I told everybody, I'm free to play tonight. So everybody was happy for me.
So,
Everybody started jumping, everybody started screaming.
so you
Yeah,
kind of like surprised them.
yeah, yeah,
Wow.
basically.
That's awesome. I can only
Yeah.
imagine. That's such like a surreal feeling.
That's like, bro, it's like a movie, bro. Trust me. Just like
Yeah,
you can't express the feeling.
gotcha. And then so now you're gonna play, but did you know, well, maybe you didn't know, but did you know when you were gonna play, or did you have any idea of how this was gonna go at all?
Bro, I had no idea. Coach Cal only told me like you may play 5 minutes, you may play 10. It depends on you. Like, uh, how will I do? And I played 16 minutes in the end. I did great.
Yeah,
So
you
he
didn't
had to put
expect you to
me in.
catch fire like that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I didn't expect either, but it just happened. you
So
know.
you get to the scorer's table, you're about to check in, and then there's a TV timeout. So now you go back to the
Uh,
huddle, you have to wait another few minutes. What was that like?
I was nervous. I was shaking. I didn't know. I didn't know what to do. I was just trying to calm myself. So I can be like, take a deep breath. You're gonna go in now. There's like 20,000 people in the gym already. And when I went in and I checked in, I don't know, like, it just went somewhere. I was calm. I was ready, and I wasn't nervous at all when I stepped on the court.
So let me backtrack a little. When you found out that you were able to play and that you were going to play that night, who was your first phone call, or who was the first person you told outside of basketball, outside of your teammates?
My mom and my mom, my dad, my brother. I had a group call. I had to let them know first, and then my girlfriend.
So do they
And
do
they
they have
were,
access to the game? Could they watch it there, like through like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
ESPN?
Yeah, they watched the whole game somewhere on YouTube or somewhere. I don't know, but yeah,
What did they
yeah, they
say
had to.
after?
Yeah, I don't know. They were, full of emotions. They were happy for me that finally I made on the court.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a movie, bro.
So 13 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 blocks. What was it going through your mind after you hit? I think it was the second or the third, or basically in that stretch, like you said, when you weren't getting taken out and you realized, like, all right, I'm in it now, like we're gonna win. It was kind of one of those games where you were ahead, but you couldn't. It just felt like no matter what happened, you guys were gonna win the game. So
Yeah,
as it was going on, were you like, all right, I got this, I could do this, or were you still just nervous, or did you just immediately settle in once you actually checked in?
nah, like I immediately said, when I checked in, and then after when I got out, I was just, I can't believe I just, this just happened. It was amazing feeling, after the back pass, after the couple 3 points, couple blocks, couple assists. I went back on the bench, and then my teammates went crazy there, because they they were also happy for me, and I just couldn't wait to check in again.
I was just gonna say, how could I forget the behind the back pass?
Yeah,
Who and you put I'm pretty sure you went like this before it even went in. Like if
yeah.
Reeves did not make that shot, would you have been like embarrassed or like
Not at all, because I believed in him. I knew that was going in. But first of all, I didn't even see him. I threw that back pass and I had to look because I didn't know if he was actually there, you know.
really?
And I turned around, I see him there. I was like, oh, thank God. I just put my hands and I started running back because I knew that shit was going in.
So did that just come from practicing? Like you just had a feeling he was there? Is like the chemistry like that? Or are you like, all right, someone's gonna be there. So
Yeah. Uh, I knew someone has to be there, because like of the space on the court and stuff.
Mhm.
Like, I was running to Reed was there. Someone was in the corner. Like someone had to be there. And I just threw it. And it was Tony Reeves, sharpshooter. Thank God.
Sharpshooter, yeah.
And I sharpshooter. And I knew it that was going in. I knew it.
So I'm gonna go with two bonus questions, and this one's kind of like more of like a fun question. I feel like a lot of people would want to know about. But what is the craziest? I'm assuming there's a lot of trash talk. What's the craziest thing you've heard from someone on the court at Kentucky or overseas?
I don't listen to that, that much. But yeah, probably back overseas was like against uh against Partizan, the EuroLeague team. We were playing against them and we actually beat them in front of like 16, 17,000 people. And every single guy in the gym is just screaming and yelling and cursing you out for no reason. And
Yeah.
then we beat them there. Actually, I played amazing. I scored like 22 points. I had like 14 rebounds, you know, 4 blocks or something like that. I had a really good night. And after that, just DMing me because we beat Partizan was crazy.
Is
But
that
on the
like
court,
I
huh?
was gonna say, is that like a rivalry or is it just like they knew who you were
Nah,
going in?
I don't know. It just probably like live, like a rivalry a little bit maybe. But yeah, but I don't do trash talk. I don't like that. So even if someone do talks that, like I can't really hear him because I ignore him. Because
Yeah.
just
And
play, stop talking.
coming into America, you obviously, like you said, you realize like Kentucky, Coach Cal, the media and stuff. But when you got here, other than the billboard with the media, what was like the media day? Like, what was like the initial, like, whoa, like, what is going on?
I think on I think it was when I said first, like, oh my God, when was when we came out in front of like everybody, like
Yeah.
on the beginning of the season. Yeah, yeah, that night was special. I was like, whoa, I hope it's gonna be like this the whole season, and it was actually
Yeah, it was.
loud, loud, a lot of yelling, supporting us, everything.
Got it. And then final question. When you got here, again, going back to that, when you got here, what was like the fan interaction like? Like, what was the first time when someone like recognized you on campus or you were walking around and someone maybe in public that wasn't a student recognized you? And what was that kind of like?
It was funny because when I came here, I was with Coach Joe and Bill Burton. Just driving around campus, they were trying to show me off. Where I have classes, you know, where can I go eat in the student center? Just basically everything. I had to go make my student ID and just going through the student center, everybody's turning around, everybody's trying to dap me up, everybody's trying to take a picture. Yeah, it was fun. And then a few days after, just wherever you go, there's like nice fans trying to get a picture, autograph, and stuff.
Did you see an increase in like the fan support like in public and in the student center after the Georgia game, like the same amount as before, or was it like a rapid increase?
Nah, it was. So I would say, it was the same. I had a lot of love through the whole season, even though I didn't play, till January. But after the game, everybody knew like what can I do. So they were, more hype for me, and they were, taking more pictures, a little bit more, but it was all almost the same.
Got it.
So
Well, that's pretty much it. I appreciate it. Those were a bunch of really good answers. I got
yeah,
really dove deep into that. And, Big Z, I really appreciate it. Wish you the best of luck wherever you go next at Arkansas and beyond. And I really appreciate it once more.
thank you, brother.
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah.